July 31st, 2022. We're getting a lot closer to getting ready to hit the road. Actually, 21 days. So this last week, I went up on the roof and I power washed lightly some of that dirt from quartzite. A lot of it was underneath the solar panels, since I don't tilt the panels unless we are in quartzite. And of course, where did all the dirt go? Down the side of the RV. So I pulled out my snow foam and not me, Marie and I, Oma and Opa, we washed the rig. So we got the rig all nice and clean. So that was on one of our many projects this last week. Oh, how do you guys like my my tent for my refrigerator? Sun's not shining today, but I'm gonna tell you what, when you can keep the sun off your refrigerator screens, it really makes a difference. Our refrigerator stays nice and cold. Our sun, when it's here, it's not here today because there's a storm brewing south of us, usually come up over the RV. Let me see, don't want to make you dizzy. Comes up over the RV and ends up on that side of the neighborhood. So anyway, a couple other things we've been working on. One, as you guys remember, I put that RDS tank in, which is an extra 33 gallons for me to hold. Well, you probably remember in the video how hard I had of a time to put in that screen. I don't know if you can see that one there. You see that screen down there? I don't think I can pull it up. I can't reach it. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. Ooh, easy, easy. Don't want to scratch the paint. Okay, so you see that screen right there? See how it's smaller in diameter? Reason being is because the other one separated. One day I would just happen to be looking, actually separated and left the end of the tube open. So I replaced it. That is a paint gun suction strainer, if you can believe that. No, I won't be able to put it back down in there. I'll have to go get my yardstick and give it a little poke to push it back down there. Oh, there it goes. All right, we got her now. So that was one issue, minor as it is. Had a little bit more of a major issue, which had to do with wet bolts. Well, I don't know if you all know. Here, let me see if I can see. I don't know if you all know what a wet bolt is, but this is a wet bolt. There's a brass bushing, it has a grease fitting, and it has a lock nut. The bolt itself, here, let me separate this for you. When you put grease in the zerk fitting, it comes out through a hole that's drilled out through the center of the bolt. Okay? I'm going to insert a picture because I threw it away before I did this video. Of why I could not get grease into this wet bolt. See if I can show you this one. You see the wet bolt? Yeah, there it is. You see that wet bolt right there? Oh, see that wet bolt right there? Okay. I couldn't get grease into that one. Two reasons I couldn't get grease in it. Number one, the bushing was bad. But number two, it seems like every time I handle a grease gun, it takes 3 hands. And I don't know about you guys, but I ain't got 3 hands. And that third hand is one to handle the grease gun, another one to pump, and another one to hold the end of the applicator on the Zerk fitting. And then I found this lock lube. See, when you open it up, see if you can see the end of it. Do you see the 4 claws that come out? You put that over a Zerk fitting, it does not let go. And guess what? You can now grease pretty much hands-free. You can use your 2 hands holding the pump and pulling the trigger. I can actually grease this thing in 15 minutes now. Because after I bought that, I went back and greased all of them just to make sure there's enough grease in all of those going down the road. Now, I'm pretty good on maintenance. Okay? And I greased those twice in the last 7,500 miles. And to have a bushing go bad was very surprising to me. So I ended up, I'm going to change my routine. I'm going to start greasing those every 1,000 miles. That means halfway to Arizona, I'm going to stop in a RV camp, crawl underneath there, grease the 14 Zerk fittings, a couple pumps each, until we get to quartzite. If I ever get a tough one again, that's what this is for, so I can replace another one. These are not that easy to replace without trying to do both springs at the same time. I did one at the same time, and it was like, oops, how do I get the spring to pull back to the hole? And it took some maneuvering, some 2x4s, a pry bar, lifting and lowering, until I finally got the holes lined up where I could pop that bolt back in. The bushing was already in. The bushing goes into the spring. Okay? Bushing goes in the spring. Okay, enough about wet bolts. Finally, one thing I wanted to talk to you about are these ramps that Grand Design puts on your RV. If you have a toy hauler, you have one of these ramps. There's an issue with them. Somehow, they collect water inside, and when you close them, you got water leaking out, either right behind this, right behind these bolts here, or all the way down here where the split is. Okay? So, I was somewhat concerned because being a 2021, I have that magic label that says, don't worry, your ramp is weatherproof. Here, let me show you the sticker. Okay? See the sticker? The sticker now has a hole in it. That is a TI technical instruction from Lippard to go 1 inch to the left of the right bracket, 1 inch over, and 1 3/8 inch from the bottom, and drill a 1/2 inch hole. And you do that on both sides. Now, no, you shouldn't just leave the hole open like that. There's a kit that's supposed to come with it, which we currently did not purchase. But we had the copy of the TI. Okay, here you can see that hole a little bit better. You can see that it's right above the little frame piece. I also want to point out it only goes to the outer wall. It does not, ouch, it does not come all the way through. You don't see no hole here. Okay, so basically you're in this box section inside. You're trying to drain it outside. Okay, so I have to go get some snap-in bushings with shutters. And in my next video, I'll show you what that looks like. Or better yet, I'll just hold off on posting this video and show you. But those are some of the projects we've been working on. We are feeling very confident that we're ready to go. Hopefully you already saw the new intake on the Denali. We're anxious to see what kind of fuel mileage we'll get going down the road with it. But yeah, we're got 21 more days, and we're leaving our home base for at least 1 year. And you're probably all thinking, why a whole year? And why so early? Well, that'll be revealed in a future video. Okay? So you all have a great day and hope you enjoy.